Orlando has long been known as the City Beautiful, also known as the City with a
Sound. Live on stage.
The
sound.
Orlando!
So, is they ready?
You mean to say that's the best you can do? Hip hop is something you live. Almost anybody could do better than that. You know? Okay. The sound of Orlando!
Show.
Knock this down like it's supposed to be.
On your FM dial.
Glasses is to trying to hold this up.
What's good, party people? Welcome back to another edition of the Sound of Orlando show. Real quickly, I am your boy Rome. Real quickly, want to say mega shout out to my man Kip Cade. Got a new artist bubbling in the city. It's a beautiful thing to see that happen. So shout outs to you. Shout out to all my local independent artists, whether you're rhyming, whether you're DJing, whether you're producing, whether you're acting, whether you're in the sound engineering field, whatever it is, kudos to you. It's not an easy place to be, but the reward sometimes outweighs all the struggles you got to go through to get where you're trying to go. So shouts out to you guys. Also, too, first announcements, of the night is if you know anybody that is struggling through anything right now, that may kind of be hiding their shit and have issues with speaking, man, reach out to that person, man. Tell them maybe things won't ever be okay, but that if they ever need somebody to talk to, that person would be you. A lot of times what happens is people try to play hero of their own life, and as a result, the pressure takes over. The world is undefeated, and we need people in our corners, whether we like to believe that or not. We move stronger in numbers. We move stronger as a team. So, man, just be a better neighbor, man. Go out there and talk to your people, man, and tell them it's going to be all right, and do whatever you need to do to be a better human being. Shout out to all my peoples out there just trying to make it through. And if you woke up today, man, you are blessed. All right. Our guest tonight, representing Jamaica, Queens, dope DJ, has been doing his thing under the tutelage of Kid Capri and the like. My brother is one of the premier DJs and mixtapes. His mixtape game is insane, and I have the honor of having 2001, I believe it's 2007 MTV's mixtape DJ of the year joining us tonight. Like I said, I always get up for my DJs who come on. I think it's a beautiful thing when we could talk and just, kind of go over things that DJs go through, whether that's, equipment, whether that's records, whether that's, the emotional beatings we tend to take, give or take. And, man, it's just an honor to have this brother out here with us tonight. Give it up for my brother, the legendary DJ Superstar J. What's good?
Yo.
Welcome to the show, my brother.
What's going on with you?
Welcome to Orlando, my friend.
Shout out to Orlando.
Yes. Jamaica, Queens is definitely in the building. Got a lot of people out here from Queens. So this should be a delight for my Queens lovers out here. Shout out to my peoples from Flushing, Queens, and Corona, Queens, man. Definitely got some people from there, and that's always love over there, man. But welcome to the show, man. Let's get right into it because I know your time is short for the night. Briefly, I read that you were actually into playing ball, and it was a choice between doing that and DJing. What was your ultimate decision to push you towards the turntables versus the balling, if you will?
Well, basically, I'm a basketball player first. When I started doing a lot of things. It was about ball. It wasn't, DJing was a hobby for me. Growing up in Queens, we had people that Hollis was Run DMC, Farmers was LL, Linden Boulevard, where I grew up at was Tribe Called Quest. So I couldn't rap, but I could talk. You know what I mean? I wasn't even a DJ. I was just the MC, like coming back in the days, I was the MC. And one of my good friends, like my family, Duke Diggler, he was like a good DJ coming up. We both were the same age, and I bought some turntables, and I didn't buy some turntables. My grandmother actually bought me some turntables, and started making tapes in the attic. And I was like the MC talking, and he was the guy DJ.
Well, take it back to the roots, because that's exactly what it was back in the days. If you had your MC, and very rarely you would have the DJ who had both, the mic skills and the DJing skills. But when you did, it was just a beautiful thing. Shout out to people like DJ Hollywood and all of that, and K Capri's and people that define using both tools. It's funny that you say that, because I just had a DJ on last night, and we were talking about those differences and being able to talk to the people and playing your music, speaking through the records.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that you could kind of do both? And like I was saying in the beginning, having people like a Kid Capri give you those cues, those ideas of what it is to, use both. You use all of what you got to move the crowd.
I mean, well, I didn't, wasn't a student by Kid Capri. I was a student by getting his mixtapes and
right,
getting Ron G mixtapes, and also DJ Ike Love. He's from Queens, was a big DJ, and I was just so profound and just amazed of the DJ, because we had Ike Love. Nobody never seen him. I never seen him. I never met him. And when I remember one time he was supposed to do a backyard party, it was just so crazy that everybody was trying to go there because he was supposed to DJ. And it was just like me and my friend Duke Diggler, we was just so amazed on that we just started doing tapes. And the thing that was so good about with me is that now DJing, you have to you got to learn how to do both. You have to learn how to talk to the crowd. You got to learn how to rock the party. You got to learn how to scratch and do all types of stuff back then. But nowadays, I learned a jewel from DJ Self. It was like, learn what you're good at. If you're not good at scratching, practice at it, but don't try to showcase it if you're not good at it. I've always been a good party DJ. I've always been a good entertainer. I know how to rock parties. That's how the tutelage of putting mixtapes together, putting playlists and songs together, and matching the songs to the first to the 30th song. And it was a blessing, because it really taught me how to rock parties. I feel like I rock parties with the best of them, to Kid Capri, to SNS, aside at every DJ, to DJ. I think the tutelage, I DJ'd with almost every legendary DJ, that Jazzy Jeff, Kid Capri, and a bunch of other people like SNS, and I rocked out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I always give to the young people, is like, learn your crowd. I hate when artists say I don't listen to other people's music. So how can you compare your music? How can you get better? And I hate when DJs like, I love to go out and listen to a good DJ and learn it, see their set and rock out. And, you could take pointers from a young boy. He might have had a nice way he put the set together. And you might put it in your set, but add a little, you know what I'm saying? So I've always been that type of person to learn how to rock parties and learn your crowd. Even with radio, it's different. I had the tutelage of learning how to do mixtapes and doing radio and doing parties. It's three totally different things. Mixtape
Right.
is different. You know what I mean? Mixtapes, you gotta find the music, find the hottest music. Parties is totally different because you gotta learn how to rock with the crowd. And then radio is totally different because you have no crowd. All you have is a wall, and you gotta image that feeling. You gotta image what they're gonna image in the car and how they would rock out. Will they tune off or go to another station? So, and just talking, you know, that helped me out a lot.
Right. We was talking as well last night about how certain DJs on the radio have that ability to capture you through one or two things, or sometimes even both, through the music and talking, and how that's important on radio. And like you said, to your point, when you have at a club or an event, you know, you like you said, DJing is not just I bought some turntables and I'm a DJ. Like there's so much facets to it that requires you can't fake it. Especially when you're on the mic, you can't fake it when you're doing what you do. All of that shit resonates to real people, you know. And was it amazing for you when you finally got your opportunity to show your skill set and getting feedback from people? What was that like for you?
Basically, like I tell people all the time, like I did over 800, like 500 to 700 parties for free. Like that was a bunch of practice for me, from DJing, doing basement parties to backyard parties to college parties where I had to, you know, fight my way into, you know, getting known. And, you know, college was really where I really became Superstar J and really understood the demographic of a crowd. You know, I had the tutelage of being on college radio first and then rocking college parties. Now, you know, when you're in New York City, you got an average of a club of probably like 100, 200 people. You're doing college parties with 500 to 700 people, you know what I mean?
Right.
800 people, 800 kids rocking out. And I was doing parties for at least 4 days a week, you know what I mean, as a college junior. So that really trained me to come back to New York and be ready to DJ any type of party. Because when I came back to New York, I'm back in clubs with 70 people, and you know what I mean, they like, oh, it's a movie in here. So it wasn't like, I just did an arena, like, you know what I mean, like I did full-fledged arenas. But you know, if you can't make it in New York City, you can't make it nowhere.
What's the craziest place you played in New York City?
The craziest as far as what
like a spot that just stands out to you. Some people may say it's the Tunnel. Some people may say it's the Palladium. What is one of the places that stood out for you?
I mean, I could say that I was lucky to be at the Tunnel. I didn't DJ at the Tunnel. I was young. I snuck in the Tunnel. I had the fake ID and everything. So I seen how the Tunnel was. That was crazy. I think the craziest venue I did in New York City would be, I would say Perfections for me, because Perfections at that time was transitioning to the whole strip club scene for New York City.
Right.
And, you know, at one point, you know, going to strip club was like being nasty. You know, girls like, are you going to see girls naked and all that? And then it became one of the biggest things in New York City. So Perfections, you know, I seen Lil Wayne in there. I done DJ with Floyd Mayweather. I done DJ with Puff, you know what I mean, there, and seeing Puff throw nothing but hundreds because he wanted to have a better night than Floyd Mayweather. I'd never seen a person throw that much money, you know what I'm saying? But Puff was just like throwing hundreds. So
wow.
You know, it was crazy, you know what I mean? I had to work my way in Perfections. Like it wasn't easy, you know what I mean? I had a name, but I still had to find my way there.
Well, shouts out to Atlanta for blessing the entire world with the strip club fashion of what it was to, instead of going to a club, you go to the strip club. Also, you know, you see how DJing is going right now and kind of where it's going. You got all these controllers, so much different equipment out for people to enter the field of DJing. You have so many artists putting out records every single day. What do you think about DJing in 2021? Do you find it just as enjoyable as you did as you were coming up? And do you find it more accessible to do what you want to do? And, like, just let's let people know some of the insight of what you feel about where it is in 2021 as a DJ.
I think we talked about it behind the scenes. It's different now. Like, it's just not about being a skilled DJ anymore. You have to be a manager. You have to be a booking agent. You have to throw your own parties. You have to be a personality.
Right.
It's just not about, you know what I mean? And it's so much. Look at us right now. We're talking on this streaming app, and you know what I mean? I tell all my DJs, like, do you want to DJ the rest of your life, or you want to be a personality and a DJ? You want to,
right.
Do you want to work for whatever they're going to give you, or you want to throw your own party? Because it's harder now. You know what I mean? It ain't that easy.
Right.
You could just show up. A lot of DJs was just showing up because of who they are. They wasn't marketing. They wasn't promoting. They wasn't doing anything. Me, I had to learn to throw my own parties because nobody was trying to hire me. They had their own DJs. They had their own people, and I had to find myself. I had to train myself to throw my own parties, as in I was bringing all these people in, and I was like
a promoter. Basically, you're the promoter now.
I'm the promoter and the talent. You know what I'm saying?
And the talent.
So it was harder because I had to get I had to invite the people, but it became easier because at the same time, anybody that hired me, they like, yo, Jay always goes hard with the party, because I feel like if it's a whack party, you're not going to hire me anymore. You know what I'm saying? So what you paying me for is to market myself and bring my following. You know what I'm saying? Some people are like, yo, well, they got to market. No, I tell artists that all the time. Like, how are you going to get this paid amount of money, but you don't want to market to show you at?
Right. You see that all the time. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I don't think that's bound to a region. It's just a mentality, period. Like, they'll have an event. They know they got the event. They know they're supposed to be at that event, but yet they're expecting you to promote them as if you were their manager and bring out and it's crazy because, for a lot of the local artists or for a lot of the up and coming artists, like you said, you got to pay your dues. You got to do a lot of shows for free.
But you know what it is, though, too, is that a lot of artists pick up big artist habits, and they feel like they're the same as the big artists. So you got to go through that whole thing. It's levels to this. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully, if I say Jay-Z's going to be there, at 98%, we're going to have his following there because they're picturing Jay-Z. But sometimes I'm like, these artists are getting so much money. Like, I tell them all the time, like, yo, bro, like, I ran into an artist that was like, yeah, but he doesn't promote the party. I'm like, so you want $50,000 and he does not promote the party? You know what I mean? Like, you telling me he could put up memes, he could put up his sneakers, but he can't put up me paying him $50,000 to promote my party? We're not friends. This is all for your hard work. Is that I hired you to get the people out so I can get my money back and make some money, while all you have to do is come and perform and put the fly up. I just don't deal with artists like that. Like, if we do a contract, it's going to have to be, I'm not asking you to put it up every day, but at least 2 to 3 times. You know what I mean? That's nothing. Right. You put it up and take it down. Get your manager to put it up. So a lot of these artists now, you can see that they'll do a video and they say, hey, come check me out over here. They'll do a live or something like that to kind of, the professionals. They know they have just as much interest in that party being dope
than it is just to collect the money. Do you find people, in this money mentality world where they forget really what's bringing the money is not just their popularity, it's what they do? Do you feel like people are just so money centered that they forget all parties included?
I mean,
The fans, the promoters, everyone that's trying to make this happen for them, the owner, the club owners, whatever, like all the people that have a vested interest simply because they're dope as well, but that the artists take advantage of that and just kind of like whatever.
I mean, it depends on your support team. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have an OG like me and you, like, yo, listen, man, we got this 100,000. If I got to put it up, then I put it up. You know what I mean? You got some artists that they don't get it. You know what I mean? And it comes down to even interviews. Like, they'll be late to interviews. They might give no energy. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, your album's coming out. You should be mentally ready to know you got to do 20 to 30 interviews to promote your album. Every platform is a good platform. You got some artists that feel like they just going to be on 2 platforms and forget about everything. And then you got some artists that, and it's no shade to anybody, that you on platforms where these people don't even play your music. All they looking for is clickbait. You know what I mean? That's not bringing people to your album. 9 out of 10, the clickbait is not saying, oh, let's talk about the new track on the album. No, it's like, let's talk about controversy. Let's talk about the verses. Let's talk about this. So you're signaling out the DJ. You're not even putting the DJ that's going to play your music, that's going to pump it through his system, or you want to go to somebody that is just looking for clickbait at that moment. You know what I mean? After that moment's done, they're not playing your music no more.
Man, this Go Sit Your Ass Down Somewhere moment has been brought to you by Superstar J, telling it like it is, because that's real. That's real talk.
People don't think that way. You know what I mean? People don't school them like, yo, listen, you're going to have to do these DJ interviews too. Like, you're going to have to sit down, with Rome, like, you're going to have to, because it's got to be an equal opportunity. What you getting out of this? Like, one artist is like, yo, I do this and I don't really see I look at the views and there don't really be no views. I'm like, yeah, but you got to understand that every platform, you might get one platform that might get 30,000 views. You might get one that gets 20 or 30, but that one person might have seen it and got your album. So everything is, everything at the end of the day helps you. You know what I mean? I never seen a person not want to help themselves on their album or something.
Absolutely. And, not to mention that regardless of to who views it at the point that it's being done, it's recorded in infamy. Like these are legacy moments where your job is to build relationships. Part of what artists really don't understand is that it's not, I'll do my show and go home anymore. Like that world is over with. It really, their long-term money to have longevity, and like you mentioned, the LL Cool J's of the world and the Run DMCs, and people like them, their careers lasted way probably longer than many were supposed to, simply because they built relationships with people. They personally connected with people, and when they were viewed, they were always viewed in a way that benefited them. Versus,
look at a person like Fat Joe, right? Fat Joe is a smart person. Fat Joe, who he is, made friends with program directors that were probably interns or probably assistants. Now they're program directors. He made friends with DJs that wasn't those DJs. Now they are. And he actually saved a whole bunch of money of not going through a label and putting all the way up as an independent record and going 5 times platinum without a major label help, a distribution through Empire. But that really put Empire on the map and made a bunch of money for Remy and him because it was independently. But he did that for relationships. I tell a lot of artists, like, I don't want to, I don't want to mess up my relationship. Like, I'm doing an interview with you. I might need a favor. Yo, can you, interview my artist, or something like that, because
absolutely, my brother,
you remember that, like, yo, you know what, Jay looked out for me and he's a respectful guy, and it's being real. You can't answer your phone for everybody. You know what I mean? But what makes sense? Some people abuse that phone. You know what I mean? I tell artists that all the time. You can give me your number. I'm not asking for you. You know what I mean? Because I know my first view of you, I'm gonna look at you like that because I'm not calling to hang out or I'm not calling to say hear your voice. I'm calling to do business or I'm asking for something that could benefit both of us. It's some artists that you trying to bring money to them, they don't even want the money.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can't be mad at them because they might have had one bad apple that they did this and it messes it up for everybody.
Right. But you're dropping some jewels, brother. I mean, I know we're getting short of time, but you're definitely dropping some jewels.
Yeah, we got to do a part 2, man. I totally these Zoom meetings becoming so quick for our DJs, but you know we still got 10 more minutes, 8 more minutes.
Yeah. Just let me know, brother. But I love what you're saying, bro, because these are the things that we need to be talking about, not only as a DJ community but as a people. How we can be better to each other and not always be looking at each other as some profit margin. Because what happens is when you do that, you create these relationships that have nothing but money involved. And if there is no money, there's no numbers. And I think our power is in the numbers, especially in this new chapter of music and entertainment right now. We just had the loss of so many great people. And it seems like people gather around when there's damage. But where are we gathering around when we need to actually do something productive and it requires just us building on some ideas? What do you think about if not a hip hop union, just an entertainment union of its own that, you know, looks out for the things that we always get screwed upon? We always get, you know, artists get screwed on their ability to retain rights. We get screwed on the level of lawyers that we have, publicists, the narratives, the media. Like,
you know what it is? I'm gonna keep it so real with you is that, you know, we have people. I think, you know, we have to treat this music game like how the NBA is.
Right.
NBA, before you get that big contract, they have media training. They also have psychological things. If you want this money, right, to prevent these tragedies that happen, I'm going to have a chaperone for you. You're going to sign this. This person is going to be around you all the time. I'm going to sign you. I'm going to get you your own armed security. We're going to pay for that. You know what I mean? Because you're paying for an investment. Now, if Pop Smoke was that big and he had armed security with him 24 hours, that would have never happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So before because you put so much money in these kids' pockets that they start feeling like they're invincible and they want to hire their mans. And that doesn't work because at the end of the day, your man doesn't have a license. If he killed somebody, you're going to have to fight his court case. Why are you holding the gun and you the money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never got that. That watch or that car that you bought ain't gonna save your life, or ain't gonna put you in a bad predicament where a person could have saved. You know what I mean? You got people getting caught with guns. Like, bro, where's your security at? You get on the plane, you go into the store. If you got to go to the store with a gun, then you don't need to go to that store.
Right.
I'm just being real. If you got to go somewhere and you're a high-profile rapper, you have to grab a gun and you showing me $100,000 and you don't have armed security with you, you already made the wrong investment because you either going to get caught with the gun, so now you're going to do time because you already probably had crimes already. And you know you're not licensed with a gun. And then if you are licensed and you do lay somebody down, you're going to have to beat that.
Right.
But if you say, yo, you know what? The show I'm gonna do in Orlando, I'm gonna do 3 shows for $150,000. Easy shows in 2 days. I'm gonna hire a year security, armed security for $150,000.
Right.
That investment comes 10 times back, and you can claim it on your taxes. The security. out of your company.
Right. And I love what you're saying, but the reality of it is that we shame that for some reason. We celebrate it for some reason with a person like maybe Tekashi 9, who had all kind of armed security around him, but we shame it with people that, to your point, may not even be as flamboyant or just out of control like that, but like to your point, need people around them. Like if we go back to that strength in numbers, we're always sitting ducks for dumb shit to go on because of money. We fear someone's after our money, somebody's trying to take our money, somebody's trying to do this, somebody's trying to do that. So then we put, like you said, your mans around people that, you know, at any given point may switch up on you and say, man, he ain't paying me enough. You making all this money, he ain't paying, and be a part of the same very thing that he's trying to avoid. And it's like, how do, you know, we as a community should be looking at ways in which, like you said, maybe it is that, you know, consultant or mentor or chaperone. Maybe it is, you know, having our lawyers, having our own publicists, having our own media places where we could go and maintain the narrative of what we're trying to do and benefits, health benefits.
Let me tell you something, right? You have security in clubs, right? You got artists that make in a month more than what a club make in a year, but they have security to protect their fort. You have to protect yourself. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, you can't blame it on nobody else but yourself. You know what I'm saying? People say, well, 6ix9ine, but he's smart. He's going to have armed security and he's going to talk his shit. And unless you're ready to shoot it out with armed security, that's probably police, you're not going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, all these artists, oh, he's a sucker for having security. No, I'm not a sucker. I'm trying to stay around and stay alive. Or also, I always say, I'm more scared of what I might do to you than what you're going to do to me. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it, brother. Talk about it.
That's how I feel with myself. So sometimes I'll be like, man, it ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it. You got it, King. You know what I mean? I'm older. You know what I mean? But you got to always have the street. A lot of these kids are coming looking at the streets but don't have street knowledge. You know what I mean?
On the next episode of Sit Your Ass Down and Be Seen, Not Heard moment has been brought to you by my man Superstar J, who's just dropping some love on everybody, man. I mean, that's real talk, man. Now back to the DJing aspect. Are you loving the technology in the ease of being able to be mobile?
No, I'm not. I'm not loving the technology. What they're doing that right now is they knowing that it's a lot of people that there's a lot of money in this technology, and they're doing it like cars, where you have to switch up every year, every 2 years of your technology.
Whoa!
It's not like where you had the classic 1200 where it lasts long, it's compatible to all of it. It's messing up DJ performances. You might walk in a club and don't know what you're getting yourself into. You know what I mean? I walked in an Atlanta club and a owner was he does his best nights at EDM nights. So he had a controller that's really for EDM and it's brand new. You know, with us, we got urban, we just play music. So we don't need all those type of concoctions and all this type of stuff. And I couldn't get on. The night we packed the whole night. The owner tried to not pay us because we didn't have his up-to-date technology, which every DJ said, I can't even hook up to that. But my thing is this, learn from DJ SNS. Maybe you should interview him. He'll give you a good interview too. Hit his inbox. Bring something that's always compatible that you can, you know what I mean? People give what it is. That night, I say, you know what? I'm going to buy something and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to buy something that's compatible where I don't never, ever have to worry about anything.
Let's go, man.
This thing fits in your book bag.
Yeah.
Plays music, what you came to do, play music, and it hooks up to anything. So
Right.
this be my savior anytime I go out of town, and I get something that goes with that.
Dope, man. I mean, that's amazing, bro, because, like you said, I was going to buy that Pioneer S9, and then all of a sudden they came out with the S10, then 11. I'm like,
ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. I got the Rain mixer. It now that it's not compatible to new technology. Like, I bought a new computer. I got another computer. Now this doesn't go with the Rain. It's like,
right.
I find a way to do it. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? And right now everything is, at your home. I do my radio show at my home, and I'm upgrading every day. But like I said, that's right there is going to be my savior. And hopefully, bro, we can, I can come back.
Oh yeah, bro, you're always welcome back, brother. I mean, absolutely. I mean, we could talk gear talk all day and talk about the ins and outs, the tips, the tricks, all that stuff, bro. So you're automatically welcome.
Man. Yo, Rome, man, let's do a live on my Instagram so my followers can know you're a dope interviewer, and we can, so they can follow you, and we could just continue it on there so you can get my followers, you know what I mean?
Hey man, respect, brother. Let's do that, man, all day long, bro. I mean, we're like making friends in public, and I dig that. And like I said, it's all about relationships, man. I think you're a cool guy, man, and you're always welcome in our city. Anytime you down, shout us out. I'm on 98.5 FM, The Wire down here, bro, on Saturday nights. And hey, bro, let's just stay in contact, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, and man. I'm gonna hit you with my number in the DM, man. We keep it going. But Rome, I like how the show is, man, and I like this technology here too, man. It feel like I'm on ESPN first taking shit. So you know what I mean? That shit is dope, man.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful thing, brother. It's a beautiful thing, and if we could talk one day and show you how to use some.
Nah, I'm definitely gonna hit you, man. This is dope, man. This is dope. This is a dope look, man. So I appreciate you, and we go from there, man. I'm up in the attic, man, just my studio, and get it on. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, salute, my brethren. Give it up for the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only DJ Superstar J. Joining the Sound of Orlando show.
The Soul with Rome show. Superstar J, always watching it, dropping gems with the Soul with Rome. Holla back. The Union.
Holla back, brother. Holla back, man. Love y'all, man. Absolutely. We're going to keep our peoples on like we do. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. My man, Low Balls, man. Shout outs to you. He will be on. Low Balls will be on the show last week of May. So we're looking forward to that. He's a funny guy. Shout out to Jesse Jazz on the check-in. We be blowing his mind sometimes because he can't believe that he gets on and the show is over. You missed this one, buddy. But my man, Superstar J, he's the dude, man. He's been doing his thing for a minute. It's awesome to be able to talk to people like that. And what say you, people? What say you, Orlando? What do you really got? What are you guys really talking about out here right now? Huh? You like how the show's going down, man? You appreciate what's going down, man? We are just trying to do our thing out here, man, and let everybody know we are not playing. This show has been sponsored by my brother from another mother, the one and only legendary DJ, legendary promoter, and legendary graphic art designer in the city. If you don't know this man, 5stargraphics.com. Please believe me, go check him out if you need printing or any kind of graphic work done, business cards, T-shirts, shit. He might even wrap your car. Just hit the man up at 5stargraphics.com. Early night tonight, Tuesday. Got a Laker game going on tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully LeBron will come through and do what he needs to do, coming back off injury. We don't care about that playing. Anybody facing us gonna get beat. Ha! Love all you guys, man. We'll be back tomorrow with my man, the legendary Tony C. You heard? Tony C tomorrow. Let me just make sure here, just so I'm clear. Absolutely. Tony C from 102 Jams will be on the show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Man, we're just trying to do our thing, man. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the show. We love y'all, man. Y'all stay up and holla at your boy. Let's go.
Orlando has long been known as the City Beautiful, also known as the city with a
Sound. Live on stage.
The sound.
Orlando!
So, is they ready?
You mean to say that's the best you can do? Hip hop is something you live. Almost anybody could do better than that. You know? Okay. The sound of Orlando!
Show.
Lock this down like it's supposed to be.
On your FM dial.
Say rock car.
This is to trying to hold this up.